Hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar Real Estate Productivity 1. Today is July 8th, 2015, and this is an effort of RE/MAX University, Caribbean and Central America. We have a good number of people on the line, mostly people from many islands in the Caribbean and several different countries in Central America. Mostly RE/MAX affiliates. These are brokers and agents that are affiliated with RE/MAX and are on the line, to improve their real estate skills. However, we also have on the line several people that are considering affiliating with RE/MAX. We're glad that you're here. Welcome to this webinar. Check us out. See if what we talk about is something of interest to you, and we're here to answer any questions that you might have. My name is Ricardo Cárdenas. I've been in real estate since 1979 and with RE/MAX since 1995. I'm co-owner of the master franchise of RE/MAX Caribbean Central America. Among my interests are church. I try to keep my spirituality in balance. I'm not perfect, but I do the best I can. And also family, of course, fitness and motorcycling. I love my motorcycle. So this is me, and I'm your host for today. I truly hope that what you're going to learn today will be of great benefit to you, and it's something that's going to help you do better and help you make more money in real estate. First, how much is your time worth? See, there are two topics that we're going to study today. One is how much is your time worth, and the second one that we're going to see later on today is focus. So we're going to learn how to focus. But first, we need to study how much is your time worth. And in order to do that, we're going to crunch some numbers. So bear with me. This is going to be a slide that is very numbers intensive. We're going to have some numbers that we need to crunch. We're going to do some math, and I hope that you find this interesting. I'd like to start with this idea. It is that many times you will hear people say that real estate is a numbers game. And I agree, it is a numbers game. However, many people don't know which numbers they need to pay attention to. And they make the mistake of thinking that the more houses I show, the more showing appointments I go to, the higher my income is going to be, the more sales I'm going to close, and the more commissions I'm going to make. And that is not the case. Also, some people think the more houses I list, the more real estate property I list, the more sales I'm going to make, the more money I'm going to make. That's not the case either. Why is that? Because there are many buyers that are not qualified. There are many sellers that are not qualified. So when we say this is a numbers game, we're not talking about numbers in the sense of I have to show more houses, I have to list more properties. No, the numbers that I'm going to show you on the screen, this is the numbers you need to pay attention to. We're going to assume the case of a person that's making $60,000 a year, which is $5,000 a month. So this is person, well, it is difficult, to talk about money. 60,000 people can be a lot of money for some people and can be very, very little money for some people. But this is just an example. So follow me, please. Stay with me. 60,000 a year, $5,000 a month. How much is this person making per hour? So we're going to divide $5,000. What this person is making per month. We're going to divide that by 160 hours, which is the number of work hours in a month. So that is 4 weeks of 40 hours each. And this gives us an average of $31.25. Please note, I said average. This is the average that this person makes, $31.25 per hour in the average. The average assumes that all of his 160 hours are equally productive, which is not necessarily a correct assumption. And that's what I'm going to study in this slide. remember that the Pareto principle, also known as 80-20, indicates that 80% of your money comes from 20% of the things that you do. 80% of your commissions come from 20% of the time that you work. So not all 160 hours are equally productive, because it says here, according to the Pareto principle, you're only productive during 32 hours, which is 20% of 160 hours. This is very interesting. I'm going to use my highlighter here. Give me 1 second, please. Highlighter, and yes, it has the right color. So of these 160 hours, we're going to apply 20%, because 20% is when we're truly making money, and 20% of 160 is 32 hours. So it is 32 productive hours that this person is actually working. So we can divide. We're going to redo the math. We're not going to divide $5,000 by 150. This time we're going to divide by 32 hours, because we have agreed that this is the number of productive hours that this person works in a month. So the numbers give us a total of $156 with 25 cents. In other words, this person is making $156.25 per hour during 32 hours, and is making $0 per hour during the rest 128 hours. Why is that? Again, repeat, the Pareto principle says that 80% of the income comes from 20% of the hours. So I'm assuming here that it is only in this 20% that this person is 20% of hours that this person is making money. Now, the interesting part is, what if you doubled the number of productive hours? What if this person were to double the number of productive hours? So instead of 32 hours, we're gonna double that, and we're gonna say this person is now working 64 hours, 64 productive hours. This person in reality has the potential of doubling his annual income. This person is making $60,000 a year, and now it's going to start making $120,000 a year. Then this person is going to do better. He's going to serve his or her clients better. He's going to provide a better service to his clientele and to society and humanity. Then things start to get interesting. Then this is a person that's highly motivated, highly productive, is enjoying what they do, and is having a lot of fun in the meantime. Now, what's interesting is that I am not asking you to increase. Let me change color here, please, because this is getting a little busy here. So I'm going to change color to this green. See, I am not asking you to increase these 160 hours. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to work harder. You already work hard. What I'm asking you to increase is these 32 hours, which is the number of productive hours. So what you're going to do is double this 32 hours, so that will be 64 hours. And what you're going to minimize is the number of non-productive hours. These are your non-productive hours, 128. So increase the number of productive time, decrease the number of non-productive time. What is productive? What is not productive? Well, we saw it in the last webinar that we had 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to repeat it in a moment, but I'm going to give you a heads up at this time. What's really productive is sales, marketing, and negotiating. That's what we need to do more of. That's what we need to focus on, sales, marketing, and negotiation. Now, I'm going to ask you if you have a boss or not. Do you have a boss? Most people in real estate say, no, I don't have a boss. I am my own boss. And I love it. I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone to report to. I can come and go. I can come in early or late. I can work until late in the evening, or I can take a day off. I can take my kids to school. I can do this, I can do that. So I am my own boss. So let's assume that is correct. Let's assume that yes, you are your own boss. Now, the question is, are you a good boss or not? Because for most people, it's a crappy boss that they have. Yes, they are their own boss, but they are not doing a very good job bossing him, bossing themselves around. So they have a crappy boss. They have a boss that's very lenient, that's very permissive, that's that enabling. This person is an enabler. This person does this as a boss. This person does not have any goals. This person doesn't truly know what's going on. So I am my own boss. When you say that, ask yourself, am I a good boss of myself? Am I truly a good leader of myself? I am self-disciplined enough. Do I have the discipline, the focus that is required? As a boss of myself, am I doing a good job or not? And this is a question that can help you clarify that message. Would you pay someone to do what you're doing now? Or, well, now you're receiving a webinar, of course, which is an important thing. Yes, this will make you money if you apply what we're learning today, what we're teaching today. So the question is, would you pay someone to do what you're doing at every moment during the day? Because time is money. Because you don't have a salary, you don't have benefits. You need to be making money. You need to be making sales. Would you pay someone to do what you're doing now? Or would you say, well, no, not really. You know what? This is a waste of time. I would not pay someone $30, $40, $50 an hour to do what I'm doing now. Actually, I'm wasting time. Then you're well on your way to become a better boss of yourself. I am my own boss. Well, I have to be a good boss. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Then, I apologize. This should say B, not A. Thoughts about focus. Because A, remember, A was what's the value of your time? How much is your time worth? So B is thoughts about focus. And I would like to describe this situation to you. Well, this is a lion tamer. And you see how he's holding a chair with his left hand. Why is it that lion tamers always have a chair? Why don't they have a stick? Actually, maybe it's better to have a long stick, twice as long as the chair. Make it long so the lion is away from me. But why is it that they always have a chair? Well, sometimes they have like a bar stool. But why is that? It is very simple. Something that very few people know. It is that, well, the chair has 4 legs. 4 objects are pointing at the lion. The lion has 4 things to focus on. He doesn't know which one to pay more attention to, and he becomes confused and he becomes docile. That's exactly what happens to us most of the time. There are too many things coming at us, too many things competing for our attention, too many things competing for our focus. We start looking at everything and we don't look at nothing. Then we become confused, we become docile, and then our sales go down, our commissions go down, our income goes down. What's the solution then? The solution is to focus on fewer and fewer and fewer things. And that's what we're going to discuss during the next slides. From the previous webinar that we did 2 weeks ago, I'd like to remind you that we discussed focusing on the vital few, because you should not be focusing on too many things. You need to focus on the vital few. And we even said 2 weeks ago that these 6 are the vital few for a real estate agent. Number 1, call past clients. I would encourage you to always, every day, devote at least 1 hour of your day to calling past clients. Once you call past clients, ask them for referrals. Tell them, are you happy with your house? Are you happy that now that I sold your property? Do you know any friends or family or relatives, neighbors, peers, colleagues, people at work? Do you know anyone that wants to buy or sell a house? I'm going to leave a few of my business cards, a few personal brochures with you, so that please recommend me, or even better, give me their phone number. I'll give them a call. I promise I will treat them right. I promise I will provide the same quality service that I gave you. Number 3, increase your database. Guys, I am repeating here in this slide in particular, I am repeating what I said 2 weeks ago because I consider that this is of the highest importance. Increase your database. If you went to the dentist yesterday, your dentist should already be in your database last night or this morning. So your database needs to be growing all the time. Also, I'm going to say here, qualified sellers. Not all sellers are good. Some sellers are really, really bad, and they will make you waste your time. No, you need to qualify your sellers. Make sure that they are motivated, that they have a need to sell, and that they are willing to accept a reasonable offer. Also, qualified buyers. Many buyers are a waste of time. They don't know what they want. They don't have the money. They don't have the decision power. Get rid of the bad buyers. Number 6, defend your commissions. You know what? Knowing how to defend your commissions, that's the highest possible use of your time. I'm going to take 5% as an example. In some countries, the market bears for more. In some countries, it is less than 5. But I'm going to take 5% as an example. Defend your 5%. Stick to your guns. Defend your ground. And we at RE/MAX University teach you how to do that all the time. So check our videos. Check our knowledge database. Continually improve your skills for all of these 6 tasks, because this is where the money is. If you're not doing any of these things, of these 6 things, and you're doing something else, you're in trouble. You're not making money. If you're doing one of these 6 things, you are making money. Call past clients, ask for referrals, increase database, qualify sellers, qualify buyers, and defend your commissions. Now, what do all of these things have in common? It is that they are all about sales, marketing, and negotiation. That's where the money is, my friends. Sales, marketing, and negotiation. If you're not doing at any particular point in time, if you're not doing sales, marketing, or negotiation, it's costing you money, it's not making you money, it's not helping you get close to your goals. Now, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you a goal. The goal is fewer, better, and more often. You need to do fewer things. You need to do better, and do them better, and you need to do them more often. What is this about? Well, fewer things. Do these 6 things only. Well, you can do better than this. What if instead of 6, you decide to focus on 3 of these things? Numbers 2, 4, and 6. I'm going to ask for referrals all the time. I'm going to qualify sellers, and I'm going to defend my commissions. I can assure you, by doing those 3 things, you will have a better year. You're going to improve your income just by doing 2 or 3 of these things. That's why the goal is the challenge, do fewer things. Now, do them better. You say, I'm going to take any of these. I'm going to say, well, let's see, let's do this one. I'm going to increase my database. Well, if you have decided that you're going to do it better, we already said fewer, now you're going to do it better. So your database is going to be the best database in the world. You're going to be so proud of the way you manage your database, how you keep it always updated, that you could even teach a seminar about real estate client databases, how to maintain a good database, how to keep it always updated, what fields need to be included, what do I do when one field is blank, what do I do to increase people constantly. So increase your database. I'm asking you again to do fewer things and to do them better, and also to do them more often. So get really, really good at this. Be a specialist in these things. Now, I would like to ask you a question. What's better than a few? Because we already said the vital few. Remember, these are the 6 things that we just saw, the vital few. Well, what's better than a few? And many of you already guessed. And yes, you're right. Better than a few is one. One thing done with excellence is better than a few things. This is what I have in mind. I'm going to give you an example. Many of you know this person. This is Joel Austin. This is a preacher, a Christian preacher out of Dallas, Texas. He runs a huge church, one of the biggest churches in the world. Amazing organization. Well, he does have a very, very good spiritual message. I love his message. I listen to him often. I have read a couple of his books. Great character. I even have a book autographed by him, which is really cool. But in this webinar today, I don't want to talk about spirituality. I want to talk about the business side of Joel Austin. The business side of this person is he's a great leader. He's a person that runs a mega church, one of the biggest organizations in the world. And he runs it with excellence. And he tells his own story. He says that when his dad passed, his dad was the preacher, he was the head of this church. When his dad passed, Joel Austin, had to step up to the plate. And he said, well, I didn't know how to run a church, so I was trying to do everything. I was trying to baptize people, I was doing weddings, and I was greeting people, and I was preparing the homilies and the presentations for Sunday, and I was trying to organize the books, and I was trying to keep a database of people coming in, and it was a big mess. I could not do everything. So I started to reduce the number of things that I was working on. And then I said, I had an inspiration. What I did is I decided to focus only on one thing and one thing only, which is delivering a great message every Sunday. So this is the way he organized his week. He says, Mondays, I take off. Tuesday, I do admin work. I hold meetings, and I do, he takes care of some specific metrics for his church. So that's what he does on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, I start to prepare my presentation for Sunday. For Wednesday morning, I must already have a clear message that I want to deliver. And I devote all of my time, all of my day on Wednesday to gather resources to support this topic, this theme that I'm going to present on Sunday. He's doing this on Wednesday. So Wednesday is research day. On Thursday, I organize all the materials, I put them together, everything that I have gathered and researched, I put it together, very neatly organized, and I write my script. That's my draft. That is on Thursday. On Friday, I practice and memorize. Practice, and memorize all day long on Friday. That's what he does. On Saturday, he delivers his presentation to a small live audience. So that's practice in front of an audience. On Sunday, it's showtime. That's when he goes on national television. And that's why, my friends, that's why his message, his presentations are impeccable all the time. Watching him speak on stage, it is a true pleasure. It's a work of art. It is something magnificent. The guy is funny, he goes straight to the point, he has anecdotes, he has stories, he has Bible messages, Bible passages. It's a perfect presentation. Why is that? Because he's been working on this presentation Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 4 full days. And then he has worked 4 days for a half an hour presentation. It's pretty amazing. Well, his presentations are always flawless. This is the power of focus. This is the power of an individual that knows what truly matters. I'm going to ask you, what is it that truly, truly matters in your real estate business? It is going to be one of those six things that I showed you in one of the previous slides. So my challenge is fewer, better, more often. Do fewer things, do them better, do them more often, like Joel Osteen does. Now, this is an interesting exercise that we're going to do here. Most people, they do have a checklist. So we start our days with a checklist, and as the day goes along, well, we start to check things out, and we say we are feeling accomplished. We're doing a lot of what we said we were going to do. So we're feeling good, and it's going to be a productive day, and blah, blah, blah. We did everything that we said we were going to do. Is this going to make us money or not? Not necessarily, because many of the things on the list do not make you any money to start with. So what I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to change the color of my highlighter here. Give me one moment, please. So what I'm going to ask you is that you focus on maybe one or two things. Don't try to do everything for everyone. Focus on one or two things. And what are you going to do with the rest? Well, most people say, I'm going to do them tomorrow. I'm going to do them later on today. No, that would be wrong. You know what? My challenge to you is get rid of the rest. Scratch them from your list. No, don't do them. Focus only in what makes you money, which is sales, marketing, and negotiation. Do less things, do them better, and do them more often. This is what top producers do. This is what our top producers around the world are good at. Well, we're half an hour into this presentation. I'm about to close, but I would like to ask you if you liked today's presentation, if you liked our real estate business tips, please like our fan page, facebook.com/REMAXCCA. CCA stands for Caribbean Central America. Like that page on Facebook, and you will be glad you did. I promise we will never make you waste your time. We are always posting good things that you can use. Many times is specific tips on how to close more sales, how to use your time. Sometimes it's going to be general motivation that we all need once in a while. And in closing, I would like to remind you, what is RE/MAX? Well, RE/MAX is a real estate franchise. The reason I'm explaining this is because on the line we have several people that are considering joining RE/MAX. So this is for you in particular. It is a real estate franchise. Same as there are food franchises, well, we are a real estate franchise. The name means real estate maximums. We're maximum services for franchisees, for agents, for managers, for buyers, for sellers. We stand for these four things. We stand for BEST. This is our acronym, BEST. B stands for brand and business referrals. E for entrepreneurship, education and ethics. S for systems and know-how. T for teamwork. If you would like to receive a full presentation and pricing, please send an email to info@remax-cca.com. When you email us, please indicate city and country so we can forward your information request to the person that's a specialist in your market. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to check out the webinar calendar that you should have received, or you can, if you don't have a copy of the webinar calendar for Caribbean Central America, you can send an email to this same address, info@remax-cca.com, and request a webinar calendar. We'll be glad to send it to you. We wish you the best. We're here to help you. We know that we succeed only if you succeed. Good luck and God bless. Ciao.